Hi Pisces, thanks for watching. This is a spiritual horoscope, so please take what resonates and release the rest. We'll get started with some runes and then we'll clarify with some cards. So let's jump in. What does Pisces need to know? What's the energy that wants to come in for Pisces? Okay, there are, oh my goodness, multiple. So let's take a look here. So you've got Ansus. So I don't know how that's showing up. So Ansus represents like looking for signs from the universe that you're in the right track. So what I feel here that you're kind of in limbo, that it's like there's so many things that you want to accomplish, so many things that are on your to-do list. But this is where it may be there's having a hard time in terms of determining what's the priority, what should you work on first. And this is where the universe will manifest itself, will show themselves in terms of what you need to work on first. Am I in the right direction? All these questions that are running through your head, ask the universe, ask your loved ones on the other side for guidance, and just watch on how they'll show themselves and give you the answers that you're looking for. And you've got Pertho. So this one is about, actually in this case, how I want to explain Pertho is, so all of the runes have actually like a 2-week time span associated with themselves. And so Pertho, actually the time frame is in January. So how I want to explain this, with this feeling of limbo, like once you get out of this limbo stage, there is something new that's coming in. That's how I want to explain this, that there's new, because if you think of January, it's the new year, it's a fresh start, and this is where like you're getting that fresh start, you're getting a big change that's coming. But ask the universe that you're on the right track in terms of like checking things off your to-do list, and as you start doing this change will come in. And you've got Isa, which is about being patient. So everything will work itself out when it's the right time. And that checklist that seems like it's so daunting because there's so much on it, just go at it. And even one thing on your to-do list, if it seems so big, break it down into chunks that you can actually accomplish. And then it feels so good scratching something off. But break things out into things that seem more manageable and doable. And this is where through the patience you'll get it done, but then it's that much more gratifying when you can scratch things off a to-do list. So this is where you need to really break things down and get to the root of things so you can accomplish them, and then the change comes in as a result of getting all this stuff done. And you've got Ingus. So Ingus represents, I want to say, in the energy that's coming in here, how I want to say Ingus is that like there's bigger things coming in, because look, you've got Pertho, and this will change, this will come in once you get closer to the bottom of your to-do list. And it's like as you knock things off your to-do list, as you scratch things off, it's like you gain a different perspective. So when this change comes in, it seems that how you would have tackled this change or approached it had you started now will be different than if you started once you're done your to-do list, because you're learning about yourself, you're learning about different things as you scratch things off. And that journey that you're on in terms of accomplishing things will actually benefit you in the long run with this change that's coming in. And you've got Suelu. So this is where there is a change coming, there is growth that's happening, because Suelu is now showing herself. And so Suelu is about like self, it's about like integrity. So with everything that you do, there's actually a rune on this, it's called Yira, and it's about energy, and what you put out into the world comes back to you tenfold. So this is where everything that you tackle, if you have to interact with multiple people, always give the positive, always be that person that people gravitate towards, because you always have such a positive outlook. People want to work with you, they want to be around you. And this is where that energy starts changing and transforming, and things will come in. And even as part of that, we talked about like the perspective that changes from the start of your to-do list down to the bottom. So this is where everything will come together when it's the right time. But trust that everything on your to-do list will help you in the long run. And you've got Awas, and this one is about movement and change. And so this is where we talked about the perspective changes. There is a big change that's coming, a new chapter that you're about to start on. But trust it's all part of something bigger. So let's go to some cards now. What can we clarify for Pisces? But this feeling of limbo will go away, but you need to trust that things will come in when it's the right time, and start tackling that to-do list. That list isn't going to get smaller if you only think of things. And it's easy to think, okay, well, sit down and be like, okay, well, imagine the outcomes on how you would do things, but just start. There's no sense of trying to imagine the outcome and what things are going to be if you're not taking the actions to actually accomplish them. So this is where you need to actually start, and things will come together when it's the right time. And you've got power. And look, it's actually the full moon. So the full moon represents, like, if you think of it, the moon goes through cycles. So and so there's, how I want to explain here, there's different phases that you need to go through in order to get to this major change. But you do have the power to accomplish all these things on your to-do list. But there is a big change coming in. Let's keep going. And you've got boundaries. So this is where when you have so many things on your to-do list, boundaries are important, because then you can say to somebody, hey, I can't tackle this right now. I can't get to it now, but I can get to it at this point in time. So this is where, like we talked about, there's always a nice thing of, always a nice way of saying things that you want to, for people to gravitate towards you, because you're always so positive. But having boundaries is still important, so you can be clear with everyone's expectations. Hey, I can only take this on at this date and time. And then follow through with it too is important too. But there, like that feeling of limbo, once you start tackling things, and it keeps saying the to-do list, but this is where, like, I feel like you're in limbo because you don't know where to go and what to accomplish with this to-do list, because there's so much. But having the boundaries, getting started on that list, and I feel like you'll really shine. It will all come together, but you need to be patient with yourself, but also the situation. And you have faith. So you need to have faith that things will come together when it's the right time. But again, the patience, it sucks being patient. God, I totally understand. But trust that there's, the universe has a plan here. And you've got realization. So it's like, look, it's a giant keyhole. So you do have the power to create your own reality, to go into this next phase here. And right now, like, look, she's like in between the two worlds. So like that feeling of limbo that we talked about. But trust, there is, I don't know if you can see this, but it's, how I want to explain it, it's like pixie dust, like from Peter Pan. So you do have all that magic. You do have everything at your disposal. It's a matter of doing the work so it can all come together. All right, this is what I have for you at this time. Thanks for watching.